So GCSE Maths, what does it look like? How is it different to Year 7 and Year 8? Well, in Year 7 and Year 8, the main aim is to learn a strong foundation of skills across a range of different areas that are going to help you access the course at Years 9, 10 and Year 11, so to access this GCSE course that we're now going to be sitting. So in Year 7 and Year 8, lots of number work, some algebra, some graphs, some sequences, some data, but not a lot of it. It's mainly based around the strong key concepts that we need to have in order to access GCSE Math in Years 9, 10, Year 11. So when you move into Year 9, 10, Year 11, there's kind of three main aims for the course. Now, first of all, is to develop what we call fluency in maths techniques. So this is learning the key skills that you need to have in order to apply your knowledge in some other places. So the key concepts, the key techniques, things that are relatively straightforward, that don't have any form of problem solving to it, which is essentially the second thing. So reasoning, and then thirdly, problem solving. So your reasoning techniques, that's being able to take something that you know and maybe start to apply it to another area of maths and start to link some of these key skills together. And then finally, problem solving. This is taking it further and applying it to some real world context or some problem solving context. Now, to do this, you'll have 4 hours of maths each week. Lessons will be based around learning one of those three techniques, either fluency, reasoning, mathematical reasoning, and then starting to develop problem solving skills. So to give you a bit of an idea of some of the topics that we're going to cover, obviously we're still going to work on our pure number skills, including things like working with fractions, decimals and percentages. We'll also do a little bit of data work, so working with averages, collecting and displaying data and interpreting data, things like graphs. We'll do a lot of work with algebra, particularly if you're on the higher tier or at Year 7 and Year 8, and we'll move it into things like properties of shapes, so specific angle rules, up to things like circle theorem, so some quite difficult angle rules. Some more shape stuff, things like Pythagoras and trigonometry, which in Year 8 you'll start to be introduced to a little bit. And then things like vectors and transformations. So these are skills that are completely new, that link into things that you've learned at Year 7 and Year 8, but are very different aspects of maths. Now, maths is one of the few subjects where we still have tiers of entry, so a higher tier and a foundation tier. If you are entered into a foundation tier, you have the possibility of achieving grades 1 to 5. Now, grade 5 is still a strong pass, and that shows that you have the ability to apply some good mathematical skills and reasoning. If you are entered into the higher tier, you have the ability to achieve a grade 4 to 9. Now, obviously, if you're in higher tier, there's going to be a lot more difficult maths for you to learn. You'll have to apply it in some very different ways, and we'll start to link maths together in ways that you wouldn't necessarily see at foundation.